Okay. Here we are again. Twitch apps doesn't seem to understand that I'm live. There it goes. Just took it a solid 2 minutes. Okay. Now we're good. So, we'll get started in like 3 minutes. How about that? Recycling all set?
Yep.
Okay. Well, screen turned dark. Guess that's my cue. You know, I don't know what it is, but I feel kind of at ease despite the fact that the greatest challenge of our lives lays directly ahead of us. It could be the fact that we just caught the 3 legendary birds over the course of the past 3 episodes. It could be the fact that I just have faith in my Pokemon. It could be the fact that I'm being gangbanged by a Golbat and an Onix right now. That's probably not the one, but it doesn't really matter what the case is. No matter what it is, we'll make it through the day just like we have every other time. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the finale of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, the Stream Edition. Mithra is, I would say fairly happy to be here, considering she's sitting there dancing. Don't tell me you're ready for this to be over. We still got post-game stuff to do after we're done. Yeah, I'm going to be testing out a bit of a new format once we're done with this stuff here. I'm going to be calling any episode where we beat the main game the finale episode, and then any post-game stuff that I do will not have a title until we get to the last episode of the post-game stuff, which I will title the outro of the game. So that's the plan, but for now, the plan in the short term is to go back up here and head off towards the strength puzzle that we just left behind last time when we finished it up, and I just bumped the mic stand again after just dropping my phone on the table at the beginning of the stream, because that's what everybody needs right at the beginning of the stream, is a big flat gain increase right in their ears. Of course. Absolutely. Why wouldn't that be the best possible solution? Okay. So we got a few trainers left to beat along the way here. It's probably like a dozen at the most. Who do I want to bring along? I might actually switch Emery out for a little bit. She had some screen time last time, though. I haven't really brought Totoro out in a while, I guess. But I mean, that's for good reason. He's kind of fat. So he kind of just sits there, you know. Maybe we'll have Stitch come along, because Stitch hasn't been out for a little bit either. Littlefoot was out last time. Emery was out last time. Stitch was not. So, what's up, Stitch? Oh, okay. Well, you do that, but after you're done poking and playing with the ground, we got trainers to fight. So. Now, I think this is the trainer that in Gen 1 gave me the greatest shock of my life, because I think she has a Chansey in her team, if I recall correctly. And in Gen 1, it was like, okay, Chansey, hello. And, I mean, I took care of it, but if you had a whole bunch of just special attacks, it really wouldn't work out all that well now, would it? Still have Ice Punch, right? Yep. Because I can't anticipate this Dragonair doing anything terrible to Totoro. I mean, it might not Outrage, but... Okay, Surf is fine. I'm okay with this. Totoro was thirsty anyway. And I mean, if we're going by the fact that I got a fresh water out of that part of the cave earlier, then... Well, yeah, I mean, he could probably just drink any water that this Dragonair could find around here to surf on. It's probably fairly fresh. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Snorlax's stomach is ridiculously iron hard, so it can basically... He could probably drink salt water and get the same hydration benefits out of it as other people get out of fresh water, you know? He's just that kind of a Pokemon, I guess. I'm just gonna stand. Wigglytuff ain't got nothing on Totoro. Squish that balloon. Yeah, Snorlax is just... I wasn't originally planning on using him, but once I started culling the team a little bit, when I realized, yeah, I'm definitely not going to have enough EXP to raise 10 Pokemon at the same time, I realized after culling the team down a little bit, I says, you know, I don't think I'll have a special wall, so I should probably get a special wall, but who am I going to get as a special wall? And then I was like, oh, duh. I have one of the best special walls available for me in the game, and he's available twice, so I should probably use him. 102. Emery's got like, what, 160 on the defense? Yeah. I don't know how I guessed that exactly, but I guess I just judged based on what level we were and how high Emery's defense stats are. Hitmonchan has pretty good special defense, actually. If I recall correctly, it has actually higher special defense than its attack stat, which is kind of ridiculous, but on the physical side, not so much. Sorry, man, I don't think that your boxing gloves are going to save you from an earthquake. I have the advantage of the elements here, because this is a cave, my friend. We stand on ground that is probably faulty enough to begin with. So, yeah, it probably wouldn't work out for you. Well, sure, I mean, taking on tough battles and then overcoming them. Coming out on top. That's the idea. I don't think we're going to use the officer to heal. I think we're okay in that department. I mean, I'm tired, but that's, you know, normal. Oh, okay, let me just... Oh, okay. I was going to say, let me just phase right through this Rhydon real quick, but no, he actually stops for the Rhydon. That's a nice little detail. It's not just strong push puzzles that Pokemon can block, it's also trainers. He's like, well, I don't want to fight this Rhydon, but I do want to fight you, so let's fight and then let the Rhydon get up to its own devices while we're fighting. I mean, I guess the whole illusion goes out the window when you get into a battle and there isn't just a Rhydon in the middle of the battlefield, right? But You pick and choose your battles with Game Freak, I find, because if you pick every battle with Game Freak, you'll never win. So. Alright, Emery's level 56. Very good, very good. I'm actually going to take these levels, even though they're going to overlevel me for the vast majority of the Elite Four. Like, by the time we're done with the Elite Four, we'll probably be at about the highest level of their Pokemon. But I'll take the levels because in post-game, there are a few battles where the trainers have Pokemon in, like, the mid-60s in terms of their Pokemon strength. So I would rather get the grinding done while I'm on my way through anyway, than have to do like a whole bunch of it. Well, okay, so there isn't really grinding. I'll demonstrate how you can get levels very quickly in the post-game when we get to that point, but we're not quite there yet, so. Boy, I sure do hope this guy has Pokemon that Petal Dance is effective against, otherwise Littlefoot's going to take a bit of a beating in a second. I guess I didn't really think about that when I got rid of Mega Drain, now did I? I guess I have more coverage now, but at what cost? Oh, this is going to suck. Well, let's see how long Petal Dance lasts. I mean, that still did pretty good damage, all things considered. And I can now switch out because of confusion, so. Yeah, sorry, Pidgeot. Even on a crit, your special attack is just... It just leaves me wanting for more. That's something I was always a little disappointed in when it came to Pokemon Black and White, honestly. And like I said, I'll speak the praises of Pokemon Black and White, you know, till the cows come home. But one of the things I was always a little disappointed about in Black and White is they had the perfect opportunity with Unpheasant, which is the starter bird, aka like Pidgeot or Staraptor or, you know, Swellow, all of those guys. They had the opportunity with the starter bird, with Unpheasant, to make it a special attacking bird. And they had, you know, they had Air Slash to fall back on, and the fact of the matter is that Unpheasant's special move pool is actually a bit wider than its physical move pool. It barely gets any physical attacks, at least not decent ones. So they had the opportunity to say, hey, here's a starter bird that's actually a special attacker instead of a physical attacker. That's interesting, isn't it? But they didn't do that. They made it have really high physical attack with basically no other stats being halfway decent. And that sucks, because it would have at least made Unpheasant a little unique. I don't know. Then again, I feel the same way about Gigalith. I feel like Gigalith should have been a Rock-type special attacker. It has those... So they're ear holes, right? But it looks like a mouth, almost, in some cases with Gigalith. And it actually has a big old maw on the front of its face when it evolves into Gigalith, where it can blast out beams and stuff like that. And it has access to a pretty wide special move pool as well. But it doesn't have the special attack to actually do anything with it, you know? So, yeah. A little disappointing, I guess. Maybe I'm asking for too much again, but I don't know. Okay, well, we got a fresh water, so let's use that to top off Mithra real quick. Our resources will be tested in here. We'll probably run fairly close to out of potions by the time we're done. So, but that's okay. That's why I got all this Monet. And to be fair, if I run out of Hyper Potions, I'm not even going to be worried about it because I don't actually need them anymore. I mostly just need the Super Potions to top people off, and then the Max Potions for worse situations than just needing to top people off. So, that man and Rhydon are getting really well acquainted. I'm just glad Rhydon's not a little shorter, or else that horn would be in a very bad place. Be scraping through his forehead. Anyway, let's leave those two alone. Let's battle Ace Trainer Caroline instead. Okay, Jinx I can handle, but not with this Pokemon. I mean, I probably could with Rock Slide, but that would mean I'd have to tank whatever it's going to use on me, and I don't want to do that, so. Let's just switch in something that has a defensive option. Unless she's going to go the neutral game and just use Psychic, in which case I could probably still take it. Nope! Defensive switch. Getting frozen. Shouldn't have said anything. Oh well. Yeah, I'll just heal it. I don't care. Probably gonna get Psychic, but whatever. It's fine. fine. We'll be fine. I wonder if Flamethrower would have thawed me out from inside of the ice, or if it's only when it's outside going in. I don't know how that works exactly. Frozen mechanics are a bit of an enigma to me, because it barely ever happens to me, to be honest. Okay, what else you got? Oh, good choice. I approve. Unfortunately, I have to KO it now, so... I'm going to start beating you now. I don't know when I'll stop. I could have probably switched in Emery, because most of Arcanine's attacks at high levels are physical if you evolved it from Growlithe. Which I would think the Ace Trainers would do, but I figured the safe middle would just be Stitch. We've got a plus defense nature, we've got a super effective hit. We can take the hits defensively for a little while. So we'll probably be okay. As we proved in the battle against Blaine, which this is exactly the same level Arcanine as the battle against Blaine, so yeah, we can take care of it. Okay. Takes care of Arcanine. And Golbat, okay. Might be Mithra time again. Should I send in Totoro, because he can Ice Punch it to death? Nah, Mithra time. Just let Mithra handle it. It's a flying type, so, you know. Electric types have got that written all over them. They can handle it. Take a little hit. And deal some damage. Okay, the mobster has struck again. Let's move on, shall we? I think we're almost done with Victory Road, actually, now that I think about it. I think there's only a couple of trainers and then another strong push puzzle to do, and that's it. So, we're not too far away from the league now. Oh, 5 more golden nana berries. Oh, that reminds me, actually. I learned something new in post-production after the last episode. So, you know how I was throwing golden berries at Moltres and they just plain old weren't working in some cases? Yeah, that's actually a game mechanic. I did not know this about the capture mechanics in Let's Go, but I learned it after the fact yesterday, which it would have helped if I would have learned it before I started catching legendary birds, but neither here nor there. So, when they have that aura up in battle, like Articuno had the freezing aura, Zapdos had the electrical aura, Moltres had the flaming aura, and then there's one more aura for the other interactable Pokemon that we fight later on in the game. When they have that aura up, it actually blocks the effects of all berries that you throw at it. So what'll happen is the berries will just burn up, or freeze, or get zapped into oblivion. But basically, they just won't work as long as they have that aura up. So when they have that aura up, all you can do is just throw Ultra Balls at it, basically, and hope for the best. So, yeah, just in case you knew that before, and you were screaming at the screen while you were watching, saying, "You really need to understand how the mechanics work," I'm sorry. I understand now. I get it now. I did not before. If you need to get back, by the way, you could just go up here if you don't feel like going all the way through. But with the wild Pokemon being on the world map now, and you not having to fight them, you can basically just walk around them. So, those little shortcuts like that, you don't even really need them anymore, honestly. I mean, it's still there just in case, but, you know. Oh yeah, I mean, you probably like the golden nana berries, considering they're probably pretty tasty. Whee! Speaking of shortcuts, we're right back here on the second floor, I want to say. Machop, watch out. There you go. And there's a little bit of a strong push puzzle going on right here. We got to push this all the way over. You may recall there was a button over here. We need to push this over so I can press the button and move that stone wall that we just passed by up to our north here. Once we do that, there's like, I want to say at most 3 trainers before we get out of here. I know there's at least one more coach trainer, if I recall correctly. And we just saw a trainer behind the wall, so that means that would make 2. There might be one more. I don't know. We'll find out. Okay, let's go, Stitch. Oh, hello, Rhydon. Sorry, buddy. I don't need to catch you. I already caught one. And I don't have, like, I mean, I guess I have fruit that I could throw at you. Could be like, here you go, buddy, and then just run away. I used to like doing that in the Safari Zone in Gen 1. If I wasn't gonna, if I wasn't gonna catch the Pokemon, I would throw bait for them so they would at least have something to eat, and then I would run away. So, I don't know if that's dumb or what, but I used to do it, so. Yep, that's the plan, sir. That's what we're gonna go do. Have we seen a Lickitung previous to this? I think we've seen one. Over by the power plant, if I remember right. So. Lickitung is very, mediocre. Doesn't really have a whole lot going for it. That's why they gave it an evolution in Gen 4, because it needed a little more to be viable anywhere. I mean, hell, you could equip it with a Violite and it'd be a halfway decent tank, but the Violite isn't in this game, so. Okay, that's a Blastoise. Sorry, Interceptor, I don't think you can handle this one, even though you have 9 levels on him. I think Littlefoot might be a safer bet here. I could send in Mithra, but well, I don't have a defensive advantage against his Water-type moves then. So. And again, let's just hope that his third is something that that I can damage effectively with Petal Dance. That was a 110 base power Water-type move, and it did like 17 damage. You got some tankiness in you, Littlefoot. I mean, you're built like one, so not really shocking. Okay, Totoro's level 56. Interceptor will be 56 in a moment. Oh, this will be fine. And then, once both of them are 56, I think I'm going to give them both some rare candies. I should probably do it with Totoro now, just so that way he's in good shape. I'll give them each, like, one, so they're up to everybody else. Because by the time we're through the Elite Four, they probably won't be up to everybody else. Because everybody else will catch up. But that's okay. We should all be around where, like I said, where the strongest member of the Elite Four is by the time we're out of here. I mean, maybe. It depends on how much you know. We'll never find out, will we? Hello, Onyx. Okay, so Super Potion. Don't have a fresh water for you. Just use 2 Super Potions, and then I'll use some candy. Do I need to heal them all the way to full? No, not really, but... I mean, I got $350,000. 375,000 Poké Dollars that I'm just never going to use, so... I may as well use it for something important, like, you know, topping them off. Letting them be at their full strength for a battle. Okay, very good, very good. Almost 3,000 CP on Totoro. And Interceptor, here you go. 3s across the board. I like it. He's very strong. And everybody else will catch up soon enough, I think, because they should all be fairly close to 57. Maybe he's not Stitch, but... I don't know, Stitch is pretty close. And so is Emery. And so is Littlefoot. That's good. Alright, now, I saw a trainer up there, but I think there's an item down here. Yeah, I thought I saw this before. Oh, another full restore. That'll help. I'm sure we'll get to use a couple of those at the very least in the Elite Four battles. And you can get back out this way if you want to go back and do the strong push puzzle again, but I don't. Yeah, sir, I don't know if you realize it, but the Vaporeon of the 3 on the screen is the only one of my Pokemon. The other 2 are wild, so... Boy, I hope so. Let's see what he's got. Okay, so I know what trainer this is now. I have an idea of what he's going to use against me, now that I've seen what his first is. This guy's going to give us a TM when we're done fighting him, so we'll just duke it out for now. And yeah, the TM that he's going to give us is Outrage. So we'll grab that. We don't really need it. I was originally planning on replacing Interceptor's Outrage with Play Rough at some point and like interchanging them as needed, but we really haven't needed a Fairy type move very badly at all over the course of the game, where a Dragon type move wouldn't suffice anyway, so. Okay, that's a Gyarados. That's a little scary. I'm gonna burn him, maybe. Okay, good. This will help quite a bit. Because it means I've got a safe switch. Or at least a fairly safe switch into something else, because, I mean, even with a super effective hit, Interceptor took that waterfall like a champ, so. Alright, now. Yeah, I mean, Mithra is probably my best bet, otherwise I'd have to use a rock-type move to KO it, and, well, I've only got that on Emery, who can also now probably take the waterfall attacks like a champ, but, yeah, whatever. Let's not, Oh, good work, Mithra. I mean, it makes sense that you avoided it, considering you were just jumping out onto the battlefield. You could anticipate his movements. But yeah, we're going to need a safe switch into a Gyarados later on in the game that's a little scarier than this one, so I'll have to figure that one out as I go. But I'll figure it out. No big deal. What else you got? Arcanine. And wish I had Thunder Wave now, but that's okay. He's going to use Outrage on me, most likely. Too bad I don't have a Fairy type to make this a little simpler, but... yeah, I'll just switch in Emery. No big deal. We got, like, 8 levels on this guy, so it's probably fine. Might even set up Stealth Rocks. Just for the hell of it. Although, I'm going to be using Stealth Rocks at least once in the Elite Four battle, so... maybe I won't. Oh, Flare Blitz. Okay, that works too. Ow! Actually did pretty decent damage. Then again, like I said before, Emery isn't the best physical wall necessarily because she can't take the hits repeatedly, but typically, when she's up against something that has this kind of a strong attack like Flare Blitz, she can take 2, which is all I need her to do, and then KO back with Earthquake, so... that's the idea. I got healing items, I might as well use them. Okay, Mithra's level 58. Very good. Everybody else got experience. That's a Tauros. And my physical wall is fairly weak. This could be a bit of a problem. What do I do? Stitch, give me a Reflect, actually. That should work okay for us. Tauros is sketchy for this team. Like I said before, Water Psychics give this team a little bit of trouble, but Tauros is also sketchy because I don't really have a safe answer for this thing. It has massive attack, and it's a normal type, so it gets the same type of attack bonus off of a lot of its normal type hits, like Thrash. I mean, I could burn it, but like at this point, I don't really have a safe switch with Interceptor because Interceptor's kind of low on HP, so I gotta use Reflect instead and take a big hit from it, so. I think it's safe now to switch in... I'm gonna switch in Totoro. He's still got a large chunk of HP that we won't run through before the Reflect goes out, so. Hey, Conker, it's going good. How's it going for you there? Kind of sad you haven't been around in a while. Well, that's okay. You've probably just got, you know, been busy with stuff. I completely understand you come around as much as you'd like. We are in Victory Road. We are heading off to the Pokemon League. This is, I think, the last coach trainer before the league itself. And we are all ahead full once we take care of this Tauros, which should die to about, okay, yeah, about 2 body slams and we'll have it taken care of. Thankfully, Reflect has come in quite handy for us here. Knew it would, just wasn't sure when. Okay. And, yeah, let's try out Earthquake. We haven't used it yet on Totoro, so let's give it a shot. Or he could just KO himself with Confusion. That will work too. Okay. And that might be it for the trainers in Victory Road, honestly. I'm not 100% sure what awaits us through the ladder there, but we'll see in a minute, after I avoid this Machop and this Onyx. And yeah, for defeating this coach trainer, we get TM39 Outrage. Cool. Well, sure, I mean, if you get angry, you can show them the fire of your spirits, like Interceptor's been doing for a while. Okay. One last Rhyhorn to challenge me before I go through the gate. I'm gonna use some healing items because we're a little worse for wear in some cases here. About to do some homework that's due tomorrow. I'm also been busy with school and family stuff. Yeah, no big deal, Conquer. That stuff's more important, so I'm fine with, you know, I'm completely fine with it. You, like I said, you come around whenever you're able. It's all good. So, because that stuff comes first. But you're here at an appropriate time anyway, because we're about to go to the Elite Four, so that should be halfway decent. Well, thank you, Rhyhorn, but I already have one of you, so I'm gonna leave you alone. Let you go home. Is there any hidden items around here? I don't see the tail going. I see a Machoke. We didn't catch a Machoke, did we? I don't think I have it in my Pokemon box. Let's see, I think I just have Machop, right? Yes, I do. Okay, well, we can catch a Machoke before we leave. I actually could have seen that last time when we first saw it, but... And now he's running away from me. Because, like, see this little intro, and then it zooms the camera out. That's how you know you haven't caught it yet, so... So let's give it one more shot. We'll give one more attempt at a Pokemon before we head on out of here. Use a Silver Raspberry, because he doesn't have an aura. Whoops. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit your crotch there. There we go. Alright, cool. That was easy. I can't evolve it, but that was easy. And got some Mighty Candy, don't need to worry about that. Okay, so all of our dudes that are at 56 are practically at 57 at the moment. Yeah, we will not be want for experience for a little while here. Okay, let's read Machoke's Pokedex entry, shall we? With the belt, or rather, the belt around its waist holds back its energy. Without it, this Pokemon would be unstoppable. That's strong, huh? Wow. That's impressive. Okay, so let's sort our Pokemon box real quick, and then after we're done with that, we will move on to... Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. We'll move on to the next section, which is the final section, which is Pokemon League. May not have had an aura, but it did still swat away that Great Ball, that's true. Thought I could get it in time, but I definitely could not. Alright, so let's put away Stitch for now. Because the next moment is very important for my partner Pikachu. Because we're here. We're at the Pokemon League. Let's see if there's any items over here. Tail? No tail. Alright. Up we go, partner, to the Indigo Plateau. There it is. I swear, all of the Indigo Plateaus in every single one of these games look exactly the same after a while. It's probably done on purpose. There's probably like an overarching, like, society that does that, so I don't know. Okay. Ready? Let's go, partner. It's you and me against the world. And, you know, the other 5 members of our team. They're kind of important, too. Alright, off we go. To the Indigo Plateau. Yeah, Pokemon League, yeah. All of the Pokemon League buildings look the same. I think that's what I meant, yeah. So yes, when you fight the Elite Four, there's no going back to the Pokemon Centers in between battles, so bring enough supplies to get you through all those fights. If you were wondering where we were going to use our Ethers and Elixirs, this is probably where it's going to happen. Because we may need the Power Points to get through everybody, so... Really? Wow. Maybe you didn't train your Pokemon enough. Maybe you didn't catch enough Pokemon. Oh, okay. Hi, Madam Memorial. Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, she's like the move maniac of the game. She basically lets you teach your Pokemon any move that it has learned in the past. I'm not sure if it's also for the future of the moves that they have, and I don't know if I can find out now, because I think my Pokemon have learned most of their moves, so I guess I could check. We have 3 heart scales, so if I wanted to get one, I could. Excuse me. I think Littlefoot can learn moves, additional moves after this. I mean, I can teach him Power Whip, but it's not as good as Petal Dance for him, so... Yeah, so we haven't learned Solar Beam yet in his moveset, so even if it's a Pokemon that hasn't learned all of its moves yet, she'll, in exchange for Heart Scale, she'll actually teach you any move that it is in its moveset, even moves that it cannot learn until a later level. So that's pretty interesting, actually. It actually makes it so that you can have a Pokemon know a move at a much earlier level than it probably could have normally. Hi, Chansey. Isn't that the name of the association that controls how these buildings? Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Yeah, the Pokemon League, because the League kind of implies that it's like an overarching, like, society then, doesn't it? By virtue of its name being League. So, you are probably correct. Guess I didn't think about that one. Okay, so that's probably the last time we'll get healed at the Pokemon Center before we get done with the Elite Four. Well, party's all healed up, but I still gotta go shopping, so... Right, exactly. What's up, sir? Why are you standing off in the corner? Oh, really? Huh. Yeah, so this guy has an Alolan Exeggutor if you want to trade for one with him. Which is actually kind of an interesting trade, because Alolan Exeggutor is a Grass Dragon type. So that combination of typing is unique in Kanto. You can't get it anywhere else, so... If you want it, you can get it. You can catch an Execute over on Route 23. We didn't see one, so I just didn't bother. But, yeah, if you find one, well, you can catch one and, you know, give it to him. He'll give you the Alolan one. Again, not really my cup of tea, but... Because we already, you know, have... We already have our whole team set up, so I don't really need to worry about getting an Exeggutor. Let alone an Alolan one. I mean, I could go catch one so that I have it for my Pokedex, but nah. It's fine. Okay, so let's sell off all of our old Mighty Candy. Don't need that anymore. And, I'm almost inclined to have Totoro eat another rare candy to get him to 58, because at 58 he learns Crunch, and Crunch will actually be very useful to us in one of the fights that we're going to be doing here in the league, so... But maybe I'll just wait. Let's see how much experience he needs first, and then I'll decide from there. So Super Potions, we want 10. Please and thank you. We don't need any more Hyper Potions. I'll probably use those first if I can get away with that. Keep Max Potions. Actually, I might buy some Hyper Potions, just because in this particular situation, they would probably still come in handy for Pokemon that get lightly damaged. Because of the way that I'm going to be fighting the Elite Four, I'm going to be fighting them the same way I've been fighting the gym leaders so far. So one Pokemon will KO one Pokemon. Like, I'll have to find... The Elite Four have a total of 5 Pokemon in each of their teams. So I'll have to find 5 of my own Pokemon that have some form of advantage against them to take them out. So if they only get lightly damaged, Hyper Potions would actually come in fairly handy. So I guess I'll take them. Just buy it back up to 15. There we go. Alright, and I need a full heal. I think 15 should be enough. I don't anticipate us getting statused that much in here, but we'll see. And I don't think I need anything else. X accuracies, I got 3 of those. Haven't used any yet. Haven't needed to. But we'll worry about that later. And what do you have to say? Yes, we will. Thank you. Good luck in your challenge as well. We'll see what happens. Indigo Plateau, the highest Pokemon authority. Pokemon League headquarters. And yep, they have their own headquarters, so they're probably the society that oversees how these buildings look. Again, maybe if I actually used my brain for once in my life, I would have known that, but that's okay. Alright, let's take a look at our team before we head on in. Who do I want to go out first here? If you know what the League has to offer, it might be a little strange that we're sending Littlefoot out first, but I do want Littlefoot out first for this next one, so... because I need him to KO one of the Pokemon that's available in the first Elite Four member, and she has a type advantage against Littlefoot for all of her Pokemon, so I need to put him up against the one that he has the easiest time against, basically. Although I might want to do this. TM case. Where's Mega Drain? Let's reteach him Mega Drain over Earthquake, because I don't need Earthquake just yet. I will need it eventually in the league, but I don't need it just yet, so we'll teach him Mega Drain over it for now, and then we'll reteach him Earthquake after we finish up elsewhere. So there we go. As far as Totoro goes, I actually might want to teach him Fire Punch before we go in here, because that will come in handy for us. Let's see, there it is. So yeah, we'll be doing a little bit of TM shuffling here, because, I mean, TMs are infinite use, so I might as well. Actually, do I want Fire Punch on him? Do I want Thunder Punch? Let me think. What does she have in her team? Yeah, I think I want Thunder Punch over Fire Punch, actually. I'll eventually want Ice Punch back, but I think I want Thunder Punch over Fire Punch instead. Sorry, Totoro, I'm racking your brain with all these TMs, I'm sure, but... Well, you've known Thunder Punch before this, so this shouldn't be too hard to recall. Gyms also look same after a while. Association likely ordered the gyms to be built like that, too. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. They probably control a little bit of everything there. Oh, I got new TMs. Let's sort these. I have everything? I have everything except the stuff you can buy at Celadon, I'll bet. There might be a couple that we're missing from somewhere or another. I don't know. I do know that I'm pretty sure we're all set and ready to go. So let me save one more time since I forgot about doing my TM shuffling before I saved. And now, off we go. Let's take on the Elite Four. Oh, I know that face, and I know that Lapras. It's not a wonder. So you're the first member of the Elite Four, huh, Lorelei? All right. Well, at least we're seeing a familiar face on our way through. Well, you got to remember, I only do this 2.5 hours at a time, roughly. So yes, this is Lorelei, in case you don't recall from the Rock Tunnel incident where we almost got gangbanged by Team Rocket members. And she is an Ice-type Pokemon user. Well, yeah, we noticed that when Interceptor got frozen solid back in Victory Road there. Ready as I'll ever be. Let's do this, Lorelei. So yes, the first member of the Elite Four, Lorelei, would like to battle. Let's see what she's got. First up is a Dugong. I know, it's Water Ice type. What the hell is Littlefoot gonna do here? I got you. Watch this. Hi, Cole. How many hours of Custom Robo did you play?
Fuck, that game's a lot more hectic than I remember. Bro, you can have a Strike Vanisher, you're teleporting all over the arena, spreading pods around, shooting bombs and shit.
Fuck. Nice. So the reason why I can send in Littlefoot fairly safely against her Dugong is because her Dugong's best Ice-type move is Ice Shard, so it'll always damage me first, but then I can just suck all the HP back with Mega Drain and we'll be fine, so... Now, if it was Mega Venusaur with its ability, we'd have no problems, because I'd have Thick Fat, so then I could send Littlefoot in against basically anyone I want, but Mega Venusaur does not have Thick Fat in this one, because abilities don't exist in Let's Go, so... Can't use that to our advantage. I mean, Mega Venusaur is really bulky, but, you know... And Littlefoot's level 57. Probably Stitch and Emery are pretty close as well. Yeah, they'll get there in this battle. Next up is a Jinx. Now, who do I want to be sending in against Jinx here? What else does she got? I do have Big Doggo. I'm just trying to think of what else she has and make sure I'm not sending him in on something that I needed him for later. No, I just need him for Jinx later, because the thing about a lot of Ice types in Kanto is that most of them also have a secondary Water typing, so it makes it hard for Fire types to really take advantage of that in a lot of cases. But with Jinx, it's a Psychic type as well, so it doesn't have that advantage of being a secondary Water type. So, yeah.
Ice Psychic?
Yep.
Huh. That's a...
Heck of a combination.
That's a strange combination.
So Jinx used Lovely Kiss to put us to sleep, but we'll just heal that off. I probably could have healed it off with the friendship system, but I don't want to wait for that. Because I'm going to get psychic and it's going to hurt. Ow.
You can take 3 of those.
Yes. It can take maybe 2 flamethrowers. Jinx's special defense is okay, but Interceptor's special attack is...
Maybe 2?
Well, maybe 2. I was just accounting for the fact that Jinx's special defense is okay, but it's not good enough. Because Interceptor's highest IV, if I recall correctly, is his special attack, so, yeah. Okay, Cloyster. Cloyster's up next. Who am I going to use against Cloyster here? So, probably my best bet here is Mithra. Mithra can probably take any one thing that Cloyster's going to throw at us and then KO it back, because Cloyster's special defense is atrociously bad. So Thunderbolt will definitely take it out. There's like no question whatsoever. Also, I'm glad I didn't take a Hydro Pump. It wouldn't have KO'd, but it would have hurt a little bit, so...
Just a...
Yeah, just a bit. Goodbye, Cloyster. Probably could have KO'd about 3 of you with that Thunderbolt, but, you know.
You know, a part of me wishes that, like, Custom Road Battle Revolution, the Ray 01, I kind of wish the game worked something like this, where you could install different model types into Ray, so that way you could canonically use Ray throughout the entire game, switching its playstyles up, and so it would be entirely unique.
Yeah.
As a Robo.
That would be pretty
interesting. So it feels a little bit more special than just, oh, it's just another Shining Fighter model. Do you have any idea how much I just wish I could throw a Strike Vanisher thing into there, so it's just teleporting all over the arena?
Just
like
give it all the parts, basically. Like, let it install any old part on it. Okay,
like
yeah, we can take that, no problem. Good job, Totoro.
Well,
I don't feel special using the Ray.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong, you can get through the entire game with it because of how balanced the Ray actually is, but it's just like, bro, what if I just want to teleport?
Yeah. What if I want to use the same model but also teleport? Yeah, Lapras is her hard hitter. It's her ace, so it has big moves that it'll use against you. It uses Hydro Pump. I think it has Blizzard in its moveset, so it deals some pretty solid damage with its moves because they're all high power, but Totoro's special defense is higher, so he's dummy thick. So.
To use a phrase that you learned from me.
Yeah, that's true. Alright, now Slowbro, like we've said before, this team has problems with water psychic types. I'm gonna yawn. And let him go to sleep after I switch in. I'm gonna switch in Stitch, actually. Take care of this, because the Psychic is gonna hurt a little bit, but not much. Yeah. Just avoid the possibility of getting a special defense drop on Stitch as much as I can.
You know, I find it endlessly amusing that the only Elite Four that I actually remember over all the Pokemon games I've played is the one from either Black and White or Diamond and Platinum. Yeah, it was Black and White.
Which one do you remember? Oh, that's not gonna do much.
The one from Black and White, because that was the only one where something really crazy happened during the Elite Four.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
the castle just destroys the Elite Four building in the back half. So this is why I have Shadow Ball on Stitch. It was literally only for situations where I fight a Slowbro or a Starmie at some point in the game. I knew it would happen eventually, so that's why I'm using it. And we probably could have KO'd there with 2 Shadow Balls, but yeah, it's okay. Because, yeah, Littlefoot's secondary poison typing means that he can't safely switch in on a Slowbro, especially not one with Psychic and Flamethrower, so... Well, they are, Lorelei, sorry to say it. But we've beaten the first member of the Elite Four. Alright. Yeah, just a smidge.
I love how she's just sitting on her Lapras.
Yes. Hi, Lapras. Can I say hi to you? No, I can say hi to Lorelei, though. It's probably because Lapras and Lorelei... Like, Lorelei on Lapras is one model, it's not 2.
That would be incredibly... I would expect you to talk to Lapras, too.
Well, see, later on in the Elite Four, you can actually talk to one of the other members, one of his Pokemon, so...
I'm still really sad in the subject of Elite Fours. Lapras is super smart.
It really is, though.
One of my biggest things that I remember when I was younger is, remember when we used to play Pokemon Battle Revolution? Mm-hmm. As much as I don't like to remember the latter parts of that. Fucking Mysterios. Really make you snap the disc in half, piece of shit.
Let's see, Littlefoot. Who do I want you to fight here? I'm trying to think what the guy that's next has. I don't want you in front. I know that much. think Stitch is probably a better bet in front for the next one because you can help out with one of his later Pokemon. So, and actually Stitch is a pretty solid answer to his team to begin with anyway because, well, look at the guy. If he's not a fighting type trainer, I don't know what he is. So.
Could be rock type.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. And to be fair, he has a rock type, so. Blue, no!
His eyes are so small.
Well, he's very angry, as you can see.
He's not like fucking Black White's Elite Four, where the one dude's eyebrows wrapped around his head. You remember that?
Yeah. It was a part of his haircut. Yeah. Like, they clipped into his hair, and his hair just kind of all the way around.
The running joke with him is that his eyebrows need to be surgically removed at some point or other. They would wrap around his head and kill him. I saw that in the comment of the one remix. Black White thing, and I nearly died laughing when I first saw it. Oh my god.
Alright, Bruno, let's see what you've got. Okay. Apparently he likes fighting from the ground. That's interesting. Then again, Chuck Norris likes to start a fight from the ground as well, so... I actually know that. That's a fact. I have never been to a convention where Chuck Norris presides, but a few of my friends actually went to a karate convention back when I was younger where Chuck Norris was... He actually... This is when he was a little younger, so obviously he was a little more spry. But he would start the fight from the floor, and he would say, okay, whoever's going to fight me, just come up and, do whatever you're going to do. He would start from the floor, and by the time he was done, it usually took 3 moves or less. Whoever was going to fight him was on the floor, and he was standing up. So.
What a fucking Chad.
Chuck Norris knows how to fight people, okay? He's really... he's an expert. By any definition of the word, he's an expert. So.
Yeah, by the way, watch the Stealth Rocks. Them shits hurt.
Oh yeah, he put Stealth Rocks up because it was slower than his Onix, but that's okay. Alright, Hitmonchan is next. It's, I forget if it even has a fighting stab, same type of attack bonus move, but we're gonna put up a Reflect anyway, because it'll come in handy.
With all the Hitmon evolutions, I legitimately forgot that some of them existed.
You forgot Hitmonchan?
Yeah, because Hitmontop is the only one that actually I've ever encountered in competitive.
I like Hitmonchan. I like all the Hitmons, really. Although I think Hitmontop is my least favorite, thinking about it. Hitmonchan Interceptor, actually, because here's the thing. Hitmonchan has access to all of the punching moves, Fire, Ice, and Thunder Punch. But none of those are super effective against Interceptor. If anything, 2 out of the 3 are not very effective, so. Now the Stealth Rocks will kind of suck a little bit, but we'll be fine. I'll heal if I need to. Do I want to use Outrage here? Not particularly. I mean, it's got high special defense, but I'd rather Flamethrower to start. See how much it does. Okay, that's pretty good. And I was going to say, and if you're going to paralyze me, sir, you may want to do it now, but no, it's fine. Okay, out goes the Hitmonchan. Probably Poliwrath coming in. Yep. Okay. Thought Onix was the second, but may have been thinking Gen 2. Yeah, I think he leads with the Hitmontop in Gen 2, if I recall correctly, so... Okay, Poliwrath is out next, and this is the one that I want for Littlefoot
angry. Look at him.
This is the one I want Littlefoot for because he's a grass type, and he's got a secondary poison typing, so he has an advantage on both of his types against both of Poliwrath's primary types. This Poliwrath may have Ice Beam or Ice Punch, but we'll be okay. I gotta Reflect up for maybe one more turn. Nope. That's okay. I got Mega Drain. We'll be fine. You just take those back. You give those back! Thank you. Okay, so what Ice-type move do you have, sir, or do you not have one? Nope. Superpower instead. That ain't really gonna help you. It lowers your defense. Even though I'm not using defense, but... You know we haven't used on Littlefoot yet that I probably could use right now? To KO him? Sludge Bomb. Let's do it. Nice. Getting to test that out in the place where it matters the most. Alright, now I gotta be careful because if he switches in Hitmonchan, yeah, I gotta give Interceptor a little bit of a chance here. Because he's kind of a little low on HP. So, I'll use Leech Seed real quick. Maybe I'll heal him and then switch him in. Because between those things, the repeated damage that Hitmonchan does won't be too big of a deal. I'm okay with this. Will I live another Fire Punch after the Leech Seed? On a crit, yeah.
Yeah.
I will live. It's fine. We got this. Yeah, this should be no more painful. And I won't have to worry about Flamethrower being a roll, because in a couple of turns, when I switch in Interceptor, he'll be very easily KO'd by Flamethrower, so... Ow! Okay, the burn might be a bit of a problem. No, it won't. Never mind. I forgot about Leech Seed. No problem whatsoever. We got this, because I'll probably get back about the same amount from Leech Seed as I'm going to get taken from the burn, so... Oh, no, it's even less. Okay. I don't remember exactly how much a burn does, so...
I can't believe this game has an Elite 4 that actually has super effective moves.
I mean, they've been doing that since, like, Gen 3 or 4. Well, actually, they've been doing it since Gen 2, frankly. Before that, it was basically just, what moves can we cram onto this moveset? So. Okay. And now it's a very easy KO for Flamethrower, so... And if we don't manage to KO with Flamethrower before it hits us with Thunder Punch, then whatever, it'll be fine. But we're faster, so... Your punches just weren't fast enough, Hitmonchan. You should go back to the gym until you learn Mach Punch. Wasn't sure at first which would take effect first, Leech Seed or Burn. Guess Leech Seed does. Yeah, apparently Leech Seed does, which is nice. I'd rather the things that give me HP take effect before the things that take away my HP. Okay.
If my memory serves me right, Leech Seed always goes first. Generally, HP draining moves that are like status things like Leech Seed.
Yeah, stuff that gives you HP usually
that goes first.
Before. Yeah. To make sure that you don't accidentally just die when you
Because what's
had
the point
leftovers.
of putting up something that gives you HP if Burn or Poison's going to murder you first?
Yeah, that's fair.
It would invalidate Leech Seed because then just all damage has priority.
Right. Okay. Well,
Oh,
I wanted to Will-O-Wisp the Machamp to make it a bit easier to deal with, but yeah, that's I think that was a hold on. No, it wasn't a hold on. That was a roll. All right. Well, Interceptor, you're probably going to get KO'd, but I really want to Will-O-Wisp this thing, so please do that. I will revive you. Don't worry. Okay. This should make Machamp a little easier to deal with for whomever comes in after this. And Interceptor lives because of the friendship system, so that's just great. I don't even have to waste a revive. This game's friendship system is silly and broken. Who do I want to switch in on Machamp? Who is I switching on everybody else?
Well, look at how much damage everyone's taken.
Yeah.
That should tell you pretty good.
Totoro is definitely not going to switch in on anybody here. And Mithra still has Floaty Fall, so I think I'll send an Emery against Machamp, because with the burn, this should be no problem for Emery to take care of, so... And Stealth Rocks won't do a whole lot of damage to us either, so... I mean, we've only got neutral hits, but that's okay. Yeah, that's not really going to help you, sir. You probably shouldn't be reducing your attack and defense now. Especially when I got a physical attacker coming in on you. And you're burned. This is why we run close combat instead of superpower! Or just Brick Break.
So did y'all know that status effects have secondary effects on your Pokemon stats?
Like
Right,
what?
I believe it's third, if your attack is 30.
Yeah, it gets reduced either to 1/3 of what it normally is, or reduced by 1/3, I forget. Yeah, but that's why I burned him, because I didn't want him to be attacking as heavily.
Saw how thick his neck was, you were like, yo, Will-O-Wisp.
I can't snap that neck, so let me just make your throat burn a little bit. Okay, his last is Hitmonlee, and this is where Mithra's going to come in and probably do okay here. Let's just find out how much damage it can do to me. I mean, if it high jump kicks, it's going to hurt, but...
He's gonna hurt.
Probably. I'm relying on a 95% accurate move, though, so that's, you know...
That's Final Fantasy Tactics level faith.
Yeah. I got faith. I got hope. There we go. This might still not KO, but, you know, I tried. Never mind. Mithra's overpowered. And Hitmonlee's defense isn't that high, so I don't even know why I thought that would be a roll. And that takes care of Bruno. A little tougher than Lorelei, but that's because we don't really have a solid fighting type answer for our team. And again, I'm still using one Pokemon to KO one Pokemon, so...
I love, like, the filter in this room.
I don't really understand the filter in this room. Like, what's the point? Is that just his aura or something? Like, is that his Super Saiyan aura, just his raw rage just building throughout the room, or what?
Perhaps.
Do full restores get sorted by type? Yeah, they do. Okay. Where did they go? Oh, up here. Okay. Because Littlefoot kind of needs one, so... Yes, Mythra has proved me wrong yet again with its strength. Yes, absolutely. I'm underestimating it, but I usually try to, like, okay, you know, anticipate what could happen in the worst case scenario, because then if it ends up that it doesn't happen, then I'm pleased, you know.
Mom and Pa should be home soon.
Oh, okay.
Then I gotta have a really uncomfortable conversation with Mom about how I can't go over to the office tomorrow. Well, in other words, shoot me.
Oh boy.
Well, you can't.
That'll be fun. Anyway, let's not drag the mood down in the room. Let's go to face the next Elite Four member, shall we? Yeah, that's Bruno's raw power taking physical form. I mean, probably. What does this next lady start with, and what would I want to have for a Pokemon for it? So Emery would be really nice against
I know
a couple of her
Ace
Pokemon,
is,
but
if memory's correct.
let me think what she has here before I switch Emery in first. She has 2 ghost types, and there's only 1 species of ghost type in Kanto, so that should clue you in on what they both are.
One of them's her ace, if my memory's right.
Yep. She's a Golbat. She has an Arbok, and she has one other that I can't remember. Yeah, well, let's just send Emery in, and I'll wing it. It's fine, no big deal. If I don't have Emery for something that I need, then well, too bad for me. It'll add a little to the challenge.
From the original Pokemon anime. Destroyed Pikachu's dreams. Twice.
Well, I can't really speak to that anymore. I guess I'll take your word for it. I mean, maybe if you went over to his house more often, he'd fiddle with more than just his Pokedex.
On the side note, can we just take a moment to look at her cloak? They look like they have, like, what the hell are those things called? The dolls you stick needles into.
Yeah, the little
the voodoo dolls.
Voodoo dolls, yeah. I don't know. Yep.
Fucking weird.
Nice little details. Of course, they're hanging from her cloak, so that's kind of a morbid little detail. Because they're hanging! Third member of the Elite Four, Agatha, would like to battle. Got an Arbok first. Emery will take care of this. No problem. As long as I don't get glare haxed. So, second Golbat or Haunter. I don't think so. I think in Let's Go... I mean, in this case, they have to give her 2 Gengar, basically. That's the 2 ghost types she's using. They have to give her 2 because there's no other ghost types. But I think they sorted it out so that her team actually has, like, other than those 2, she has a few... Like, she basically is a poison-type user. She's supposed to be the ghost-type user, but most of her Pokemon are poison types because there's only 1 ghost, so...
She's a spooky Elite Four member.
She's basically like a tougher Koga, slightly tougher.
You know, for like 10 full seconds there, I thought that Arbok just used Earthquake. I was like, what kind of fucking Elite Four member is this?
I mean, Arbok can learn Earthquake, so... It's actually a pretty solid move for it, because if you have a Poison-type move along with Rock Slide and Earthquake, that's pretty good coverage, so... Okay, so the Gengar is her next one. This is not her ace, because it's too low of a level. I think I'm going to use Stealth Rocks for the first time. We'll be using this in the next 2 battles as well. Yeah, Will-O-Wisp isn't really a big deal. I was expecting to take a big special hit, but Will-O-Wisp is actually the best of both worlds, because now I just heal that off with the thing.
So very long, so I'm just going upstairs.
Okay.
Some modeling to do, and then I have some more video games to play.
Okay, have fun. Bye, Cole.
I'm going to this for when we get to champion.
Okay.
And it's dark up here.
Okay, so what do I want to use against her not ace Gengar? Interceptor? I have Crunch. And to be fair, I was saying, oh, Totoro would be good to have because he'll have Crunch, but he has Earthquake, so, like, I don't even care. Gengar just gets cucked by him anyway, so... Remember, she has 2 Gengars, one of which is her ace, Arbok, Golbat, but can't remember the 5th. Yeah, I can't remember for the life of me either, but I guess we'll find out soon, won't we? Can't burn this now, can ya? See how much that does. Okay, that's a little sketchy, but we'll be okay, I think. A little faster than me, but I avoided that, so now we're definitely okay. 2 crunches, take you out. Yeah. Okay. That'll work. Good work, friendship system. Friendship triumphs again! Ow! Okay, well, there goes Gengar. Interceptor's job is done, so that will work. And Interceptor will be level 58 at the end of this fight, too, so that's pretty good. Wheezing, that's her 5th. Okay. I mean, that's fine. Let's just hope she doesn't have Explosion. That would suck. Okay, so who am I going to use against her others? So Totoro's against her second Gengar. Mithra is going to be useful against her Golbat. So what do I have? It would be halfway decent against a Weezing. I mean, Littlefoot doesn't actually know Earthquake anymore. I probably should have taught him that, but... Stitch? Yeah, I'll use Stitch. What the hell? Might know Thunderbolt, but... it's okay. We'll be fine. Yeah, I completely zoned out on it, too, so I can't even blame you there. I couldn't have told you for the life of me, so... Okay, Shadow Ball's fine. Sludge Bomb will probably hurt a little. Yeah, I mean, it'll do, you know, maybe 40, 45 more damage than that, but it's fine. Stitch can handle it. A couple of these should be good for it. I'm not 100% sure, by the way, if the Elite Four uses the AV system. They probably have a few points into the AV system with their Pokemon to give them a little extra HP or a little bit of extra attack, but they definitely don't max anything out if they do. I mean, in some cases, you're not getting KOs where you should be getting them or anything like that, but yeah. I don't think it's anything I need to particularly worry about. So. Okay, Interceptor's 58. Very good. Totoro will probably get there pretty soon. Here's her second Gengar, which is her ace, which is 54. Those Stealth Rocks are going to come in a little handy for us because that means anything that would have been just barely a 3-hit KO will now be a 2-hit KO. 2-hit KOs will turn into potential 1-hit KOs, so that's why you use Stealth Rocks, just for those sorts of situations. Let's do this. Totoro, what you got? Sludge Bomb? Let's see how much that does. Okay, I mean, that's respectable. I mean, Totoro's bulk is ridiculous on the special side, so it's a pretty respectable hit. I'll take it. You'll take this, but you won't take it well. Yeah. Well, guess that handles that. Do I yawn against her Golbat just to make it safer for Mithra? I mean, Mithra's going to KO it in one hit, but maybe I yawn just to be safe. Because she also has the potential to use Confuse Ray on this thing, if I recall correctly, so it might be better to just yawn and, you know, take any Confuse Ray it's going to do. There's also the defense drops I could get from Crunch, which I don't want, so... Yeah, I try to use status moves where it would be effective to help me with switching, so like Will-O-Wisp, Reflect, Thunder Wave, you know, Yawn, any of those situations where you can effectively use them to switch out with Pokemon and make the jobs of the next Pokemon that comes in easier. I like using status moves for that. So probably over the course of my time playing Pokemon for the streams, you'll see a lot of like Thunder Wave, Will-O-Wisp, Reflect, Light Screen, Yawn, Sleep Powder, Leech Seed. Those moves will probably be staples in basically all of the Pokemon that I use in their movesets at some point or another, so... Yeah, I probably could have just switched and been fine, but eh. Totoro was tired. I let him yawn. I told him, okay, Totoro, I know you want strawberries, but don't say strawberry, because then you won't yawn. Or no, that's sneezing. Never mind. And we've defeated Agatha. So 3 members of the Elite Four down. Just got the 4th and final one, and then we're done. Perfect. Let me heal up before we go into the next room and meet our fate. Let's see here. Okay, we're in a little bit of rough shape, but we'll be okay. I probably should just use the full restore there, but that's okay. Super potions are just here to top people off, so... There we go. Hyper potion for you. That's that. Alright, now, max potion for you two. Our resources are dwindling just a little bit, but it's not bad enough to where I'm actually concerned about them, so... How's our PowerPoints doing, anyway? I should take a look at that before we move on. Let's see here. We're probably pretty good. I've been using everybody pretty evenly, so, like, nobody's moves are... Yeah, nobody's moves should be particularly bad off. So... let's see, do you need Mega Drain for the next fight? Or do you need Earthquake? No, you need Earthquake for the fight after. Okay. Spoiler alert, for 5 minutes from now, there's a fight after the last Elite Four member. Whoops. Oh well. It's probably fine. So the next fight, I'd like to get Stealth Rocks up, but it's not really safe for me to do that from the beginning because the Pokemon that the next guy uses right away is a water type with a bunch of really high-powered special attacks. So Emery is not a good person to have out for that. So we're going to switch in Littlefoot instead, I think. And let's see here. So Littlefoot will come in handy for it. Mithra. I should teach Totoro Ice Punch so he can do some things. Or... actually... let me see here. So... you got somebody you're going to fight. You got somebody you're going to fight. You got somebody you're going to fight, Emery. There's a physical attacker in there that you can actually take on. Stitch can fight somebody. And Totoro can fight. Actually, everyone can fight somebody here in this particular case. But, I don't know. I don't know if I want to teach you Ice Punch or not. I might as well, just in case I decide not to use Interceptor against whomever. I'm not sure who I would use Interceptor against, actually, now that I think about it, so... I mean, I could use Interceptor against his Ace, but that's a bit of a... that's a bit of a tough matchup for Interceptor, so I don't know if it's a good idea. We'll just put Ice Punch on Totoro and go from there. Or no, actually... maybe Stitch would be better for that fight. Because Stitch has Ice Beam and can take the special... well, it's not special hits. There's physical and special hits that it can do. Whatever, I'll roll with it. I'm thinking too hard about this stuff. Let's roll with it. I might save, actually, before we fight him, though. Just for safety. I'll save after him as well. Well, we're screwed now. If we, well, I mean, if we lose, we could just reload our save, but if we wanted to go back and get supplies, well, we definitely can't do that now. Yeah, I think so as well. I'm just trying to think of which Pokemon I would want Totoro to fight, and thinking about what his team is. There's one particular Pokemon of his, if I recall correctly, that has only special attacks that I would want to switch Totoro in against, but Ice Punch is only neutral against that Pokemon, so we'll have to see. Anyway, let's go fight him. Hello there. Hi, Dragonite. I'll talk to you after we're done. That's me. So this is Lance, the Dragon Trainer, Dragon Master, really, is more like it. There's nobody who's better with using dragons in Kanto than him. Yes, they are. That's why there's only one of them in Kanto. I mean, technically Charizard X counts as a second one, but that's a bit of a stringent cause, so... I don't know, Clever Ice Beam is a pretty good way of getting rid of them, especially that one in particular right there. Although Dragonite is pretty bulky, so... maybe one Ice Beam from a non-stab move might not be enough, but we'll see. Yes, whether or not we win or lose, it will end with you, Lance, so let's do this. Alright, so, 4th Elite Four member, Lance, would like to battle. Probably should have said final Elite Four member, but that's okay. His first is a Seadra. Seadra's special defense is... almost as non-existent as Cloyster's, so, yeah, Littlefoot can handle this. We'll just Mega Drain and be done with it. Oh, I went first even. Okay. I was expecting to go second, but Seadra apparently isn't as fast as Littlefoot. I think actually Littlefoot's speed IV is pretty high, so... and I mean, we have a couple of levels on him, so... Alright, what do we got next? Aerodactyl! Okay, this is perfect. He actually sent this out earlier than I was thinking he was going to. Aerodactyl is the one that Emery can handle, so we can set up Stealth Rocks, but I'm going to Leech Seed first. Just to make the switch a little bit, not safer, but just a little easier on Emery's HP. So. And, you know, get Littlefoot back just a little bit of HP, just in case I need to send him out for some reason later on in the fight. I don't anticipate it, but just in case, you know. I like playing with my food before eating it. What can I say? I'm like a cat when it comes to these Pokemon battles. I don't think Aerodactyl has... well, actually, no, that's not true. I think it has Hyper Beam. I think all of Lance's Pokemon have Hyper Beam, now that I think about it. So it does have a special attack that it can use against us, but its special attack isn't that high, and so I don't really fear for Emery in any particular way here, even if it does use it. And Hyper Beam is a 2-turn move, essentially, because you have to recharge on the second turn after using it, so... I think we'll be fairly safe to set up Rocks and then just Rock Slide it to death. Yeah, it does have Hyper Beam. Let's see what it does! Pretty cool animation, all things considered. I didn't mention it before, but I actually kind of like Hydro Pump and Hyper Beam in this particular game because they did a thing where, because you're getting blasted with this huge forceful amount of water, or just raw power in the case of Hyper Beam, it actually knocks your Pokemon backwards, almost out of the circle in some cases, which I think is interesting because that sort of force of impact isn't present in all of the moves. It's only present in like those two, at least to my knowledge. So, but it's interesting to see, you know what I mean, that happens. Anyway, Rock Slide takes out Aerodactyl. We got Stealth Rocks up for the rest of his team. They all have big problems with Stealth Rocks, which will make KOing them a hell of a lot easier. So yeah, that should help a little bit. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they all do. Yep. So, and Mithra is now a higher level than anything we'll face here in the Elite Four. Totoro's level 58, which is nice. Just in time to get Crunch for the next battle. We actually don't need Earthquake for any of the other Pokemon that he's going to be used for, so we just need Ice Punch potentially for one of Lance's there. So I'll get rid of Earthquake, get Crunch in there. Work out pretty good for him. Won't help against the Ghost types as much. I mean, it'll do a little less to Gengar than Earthquake would do, but I mean, Totoro has such ridiculous attack that I don't think it would matter. So, okay, so next one is a Gyarados. Mithra can handle this pretty okay. I mean, we're going to take a big hit coming in, but we'll probably be alright. We'll probably take a Waterfall to the face and then just Thunderbolt it and it'll be gone, so. You got this, Mithra! Yeah, just like I thought. Ow! Stop it. Okay. I want to save my boost, by the way, for Mithra. I have a particular thing that I'd like to use it for in a little while. Not just yet, but in a little while I'll have a use for it, don't you worry. Okay. Let's see what his next is. Whether he sends in his ace or he sends in his non-ace. We'll see. Well, we're all getting to about level 58 now. That's pretty good. And Littlefoot can learn Double Edge, but, well, his attack stat is atrocious, so we're definitely not going to learn Double Edge. If I wanted to, even if I wanted to, it's probably not necessarily all that good for him because it does recoil damage. And in-game, I'm not a big fan of things that do recoil damage, personally, so. Okay, so Lance also has a Charizard. I could very easily just KO it right now with a Zippy Zap with Mithra or with a Thunderbolt, but as we said previously, I like doing things the bullheaded way. So I need to find somebody to help me out with this. Do I want Stitch to come in on his next one? No, actually what I want to do is I want to send Stitch out now, because I have a resistance against a lot of what Charizard can do. And then, after I'm done with taking care of Charizard, I want Reflect up for his ace, because that will actually help out quite a bit. So, because Totoro has the special defense to take any special hits, and any physical hits that he wants to do, well, Reflect will help him take those just as well. So, of course, I still have to live through a special hit with Stitch, or a physical hit for that matter, against his ace in order to do that, but I mean, I think we'll be okay. We'll find out in a moment, won't we? Excuse me. You know, I designed these movesets on a whim. I was just like, you know, these will probably be pretty good for them, but it actually all is working out pretty well. I've got the whole team structure being pretty good. All things considered. Excuse me. It's almost like I've played this game before. Okay, so his ace, as if it wasn't obvious, is a Dragonite. It is legal because it's level 55. I have Ice Beam that I could probably take it out with, but I want somebody else to take it out, so we'll take this Outrage, not well, but we'll take it. Ow! And we'll use Reflect to make it easier, still not easy, but easier for Totoro to switch in on this Dragonite and Ice Punch it to death, so. Yeah, this Outrage is still gonna hurt quite a bit. I might even yawn, honestly. Well, I don't think it's necessary, actually. I think just 1 or 2 Ice Punches. I shouldn't waste my Reflect turns, you know? Because I've got them, so I might as well use them. See how much this does under Reflect. Yeah, that's fine. And he's confused now, so like that's already enough for him to deal with, so Ice Punch will be fine. Let's do it. Actually, I don't even know what he has for me other than Outrage, but yeah, it did 60 last time. So, meh. We got this. Good job, Totoro. Very good, very good. Worked out perfectly. Everything worked out for the best. And I think everybody's level 58 now, or 59, so. Thank you, Lance. You as well, although I think I'm just a little bit better than you in this case. Well, that's just the way the ice crumbles. Oh, nice. Apparently they'll crown me champion once I've defeated the Elite Four. Why are you pausing for dramatic effect? Where's this going, Lance? You're withholding information. Oh, okay. Well, who's that trainer? No way. You gotta be kidding me. Professor, what are you doing here? Thank you, but now I'm a little scared. Couldn't have been better, Professor. Now I can style on Jenny. Oh, great. No, he's just kidding. That's actually a pretty good joke. And it's a nice callback, too, because in the data for Red, Blue, and Yellow, Professor Oak actually has a team that you could fight if you use a hacking device. But, well, he doesn't have a team in this version. But it's a nice little callback and joke that they had to that, because that's been a rumor since Gen 1. Oh, you can fight Professor Oak if you do this, 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 and this. So it's nice that they call attention to it. It's a nice little detail. But yeah, apparently I'm the league champion. I got here first. I beat the Elite Four with my team, so I gotta fight me now. Oh, okay. Right, so now what they're saying basically is that in the past, the Elite Four were the only 4 members that stayed here at Indigo Plateau to, defend the title. But now, if trainers, in this particular case, if trainers want to become the champion, they not only have to become the champion, but whenever a challenger comes along that wants to face them, they have to stay there and, be the challenger if they make it through the Elite Four. So that doesn't actually amount to anything in gameplay, but it would be interesting if it did. Like, let's say they did a Let's Go Johto or something, and so you have a Pokegear in that game. You have a phone that you have on you all the time. And you just get a phone call from the Pokemon League occasionally saying, hey, you have to show up now. This trainer wants to fight you. You have to show up to the league or else you lose your title. Show up before the next day or something. I don't know. I think that would be kind of interesting. But anyway, Professor Oak is here as the official, basically. He's going to referee our match. So, yeah, I mean, just doing the work that you guys probably could have done if it wasn't for the fact that political red tape got in your way. Give me some good luck, Dragonite. I might need it. Thanks, buddy. I love Dragonite. He just looks so huggable, you know what I mean? He's just such a big, big teddy bear, basically. Reminds me of some of those old kids shows that had, the big huggable dragons in them. I guess it's almost like a Barney the Dinosaur type of situation. God, I didn't expect to be recalling that, ever. I'll use a max potion on Totoro, because it'll give him exactly max health. The Hyper Potion would have put him at, 273. So I think we'll just avoid that. And 2 more Hyper Potions, and then we'll be good. I'll check everybody's power points real quick. We'll save, and then we'll head on through to fight me for the Champions title. Not that I'm really worried. Our Pokemon are at least 1 level above everything that I have in my team, so. Am I confusing anybody yet? What do I want out first? Well, as usual, I'm going to lead with a Pidgeot, so Mithra is probably our safest bet to have out first. How's our power points doing? Probably still pretty good. Yep, good there. You need Earthquake before we go anywhere. You're good. You're good. What am I going to use you for against his team? Against my team, rather. Let's see. I'm going to use you for Vileplume. Mitra's for his starting Pokemon. You I'm going to use against his Jolteon, so I need to teach you Earthquake so you have that. You I'm going to use against one of his other Pokemon that you have a little bit of an advantage against. You I'm going to use against... Actually, I might keep you with Ice Punch there, because, well, no. I really should teach... No, actually, I don't need to teach you Thunder Punch, because you have Crunch now, so that'll actually be our super effective hit against the Pokemon that I'm actually going to use you for. So, okay, then this team should do. Let's just teach Littlefoot Earthquake, we'll talk to Lance and the Professor, we'll save, and then we'll head through the door to meet our destiny. Again, because we just we're going to meet our destiny, and then we learned that there was one more fight to do, so... Let's see. Definitely would. Or if the system reads that you have a completed Eevee or Pikachu save file, your trainer from that game would be the champion in Johto. Yeah, that would be pretty cool, too. Almost like a save import type of a deal, like they used to do on the PS2 and PS3 games. I would enjoy that quite a bit, so... Maybe not your team in particular, but a solid team built around the save data, like with a Pikachu for Let's Go, a Pikachu and Eevee for Let's Go Eevee, yes. Yeah, like I said, I think that would be a really cool idea. Like if they have either the calling thing or the save importing thing in some way to kind of make it build around the team that you use. And I actually really like that idea for my own playthrough of Pokemon Yellow and Pokemon Crystal, like the idea of the teams overlapping in some way. I just got to figure out how to do that. I don't know how to do that just yet. There's probably some way to hack it or something. I don't know. I'll see what I can do. Any last words of advice, Professor? Okay, well, not too much that we didn't already know. Let's save real quick, and then we'll head inside to face ourselves. Yes, that was part of the joke that I was going to have for this whole thing. You already know what today's episode's going to be called. Alright, here I am. At the biggest stage of them all. What's up, me? Good to see ya again. Let's do this. Well, I hope I didn't keep you waiting too long. I've waited a whole ass day here, but that's okay. Yes, you did. Yep, that's the plan. Don't know why they picked us two to be the first ones to do that. I'd think they would have done that with Blue and his friends, but I don't know. Well, it's only appropriate, right? We first fought each other as friends and rivals back in Pallet Town. It's only fair that we end the game by fighting the people that we started it with. Alright, here we go. The final battle. Let's do this. Really nice remix of the final battle music as well, so. Okay, I've been challenged by myself as the champion. Let's do this. So, first things first, as usual, he uses Pidgeot, but there's a bit of a twist this time, as you'll see in a moment. But then again, I have a secret ace up my sleeve that might just make his twist a moot point. Let's find out. So his twist is he found some Pidgeotite, or however you pronounce that Megastone, and now he has a Mega Pidgeot. And it's a bit of a threat. It knows Heat Wave, so it has some coverage. It's got really high special attack, but I have a sure hit move in my pocket. Let's use Pika-Papow. And yeah, renders it a complete moot point. Sorry, me. Your Mega Pidgeot just cannot last. If I hadn't used Pika-Papow there, I would have used Thunderbolt, and it would have probably almost one-hit KO'd. But then I would have used Zippy Zap afterwards. But I didn't need the boost for any of his other Pokemon, so I said, whatever. Let's just go all out. Okay, next up is Vileplume. Let's send Interceptor in as usual for this one. Yeah, very good remix, all things considered, so... We didn't get a chance to use Pika-Papow before, though, and I don't anticipate using it ever again in the game, so I figured the best place to use it would probably be here on the biggest stage of them all, so... Okay, so we'll see if Flamethrower KOs. I've got a lot of special attack, but Vileplume's kind of thick, so... Yeah, that's what I thought. We are faster than it, though. Now, his Vileplume has Reflect, which could be a bit of a problem if you're going to use a physical attacker in a little bit, but it used Solar Beam first instead, and, I mean, it still did pretty respectable damage. Vileplume is not to be trifled with. It's pretty powerful, but we are stronger than it. Or not stronger than it. Well, we are stronger than it, but we're also faster than it, so we, even if he uses a full restore, we can still go first and KO it with Flamethrower next turn, so... I don't know how many full restores I have in my pocket, though. I mean, I know how many Gen A has, but I don't know how many I have. I guess we'll find out, won't we? Yeah, I'll use Crunch. Save my Flamethrower power points. Won't need them, but, you know. I don't have to worry about Effect Spore in this one, so I can just go from there. I don't even know if Vileplume has Effect Spore now that I think about it. I might be thinking of, like, Breloom or something. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm thinking of Breloom, so... Okay, so Slowbro is a big threat. This is the biggest threat on the team. The reason why it's a big threat is because, well, I don't have a safe switch in for a Water Psychic type specifically, and it has access to Light Screen, which is a bit of a problem for us. Totoro's probably my best bet because it has special attacks, and I can yawn and just prevent it from... Like, I can yawn and basically wait out the light screen turns that it uses this way. I won't be affected by the light screen because I have Crunch, it's a physical move, and I can wait out the light screen turns for his next Pokemon where I may actually need to use a special attack, you know, so... Okay, he didn't use light screen this turn, that's fine. That actually did pretty good damage. Oh, it was a crit. Okay, never mind. I was going to say, Totoro, that's a lot. What happened there? But we got it. Okay. So we'll be safe with Slowbro just like usual, and then after that we'll go from there. Yeah, so there's the light screen. I might play around with him a little bit here as well because he's going to be going to sleep on the next turn. Actually, I'll use Crunch first. Slowbro's got a lot of defense, so this might not even be a 2-hit. Yeah, so... Actually, I don't need to play because that's not even a 2-hit, so... if it's a 3-hit KO, which it appears to be, based on my eyes, that'll be fine for us because that means that I'll wait out a solid 3 turns of light screen. Make it easier for whoever's coming in next. So. Alright. If we get a low roll, it might even be a 4-hit, but... Oh no, we got a defense drop, never mind. It's over. For Slowbro, anyway. We've still got half his team left, but other than that, it's over. So. And actually, it's probably better that I kept Stitch handy for one of his other Pokemon because it can be a bit of a threat, but we have Reflect for it. It's a physical attacker, so it'll come in a little handy for us. So. And actually, this is the Pokemon I was just talking about. So, Cubone evolved into Marowak. That happened in the last battle, but he's all grown up now. Let's see if Stitch can handle him. I'll probably Reflect after going in on him because I don't think he has any boosting moves this time. Like, he had access to Focus Energy and Swords Dance in the last battle, but I don't think he has those anymore. He just has Fire Punch for coverage, quote-unquote, but, well, Stitch can handle that, so. And the light screen wore off just in time. Perfect. What else does he have in his team? Well, I want to use Reflect here. Yes, but I want to give Reflect as many turns as I can, so let's use Shadow Ball first. This will soften him up so that Vaporeon can KO with Surf. Okay, it should KO from that range anyway, especially with a special defense drop. That'll definitely help. Okay, Boomerang is fine. I'll use Reflect next turn. And that'll give me a couple of turns where Reflect will actually be useful, because his next Pokemon that he sends out is most likely not going to be a physical attacker. So ideally, I'll have like 1 turn of Reflect left when Emery comes in on his final Pokemon, if I do this. Or should I? No, I really can't. I really have to use it now if I'm going to use it, so. Alright. Let's see what we can do with this. We'll get Boomeranged again, that's fine. Take a little less than last time. Yeah, that's fine. He really should be running Earthquake at this point, but, I mean, I guess, you know, it's Boomerang's exclusive to Marowak in this version. You might as well run it, but, yeah. I mean, me personally, I'd be running Earthquake, but maybe this version of myself, maybe this iteration of myself is like a younger version that doesn't necessarily know everything about Pokemon battles yet, you know what I mean? So, I'm older and more experienced for the player that I'm controlling, but this version of me could be the 10 or 12-year-old version of me back in the day when I didn't necessarily know everything that I was doing in Pokemon battles, so. Okay. We did not use Emery yet, but I definitely can tell you with 100% accuracy that Littlefoot would not be a good advantage against his last Pokemon that he has. So we're going to use it now on Jolteon just because his strongest move on Jolteon is Thunder. Littlefoot should be able to take that without too many problems, and I can KO back with Earthquake, so. Let's see how well it does. I got lots of special defense, but Jolteon's pretty damn strong, so yeah, took that with no problem. Okay. And a couple of Earthquakes should KO. I'm not even going to bother Leech Seeding. We don't need it, so. And, you know, Thunder is also, like, 80% accuracy, so even without the Friendship System, you probably will avoid at least a couple of them. So. Good work, Littlefoot. That little attack stat is still coming in pretty handy for us. Okay, that would have been a 3-hit, actually. Or no, because crits are 1.5 times, so would have been a 2-hit anyway. Whatever. Okay, I got a second one. That's fine. This next Earthquake, if it's not a crit, it might not even put me in range if I have a third one, so we'll see. Yeah, I don't think that's potion range for an NPC, so. Okay, well, there goes the Reflect, though, unfortunately, but, I mean, it'll be alright. Nice dodges, Littlefoot. I don't know how you're dodging like that when you're a tank, but I mean, I'm okay with that. Yeah, go Littlefoot! Hi, Ivysaur. You're here just in time for the final battle. We've almost got him at this point. We've just got one last one left. And I gotta see how much damage it does because it might do quite a bit. I mean, I guess I could resend out Stitch and use another Reflect, but I'm not even sure if I'd live at that point. So, yeah, with only 102 HP, maybe not, but yeah, his last is a Rapidash. Let's let Emery handle this one. I got Earthquake, I got Physical Defense. It's probably gonna Flare Blitz me, but I can probably take those okay. Let's see. It's always Flare Blitz, isn't it? Ow. That's fine, we're okay. If you give Eevee $5 a month, it evolves into Patreon. That's a good one. I like that. That's a good one, Ivysaur. Ow, that was a crit. No, it wasn't, never mind. It's alright, Emery, you got this. Earthquake and bring us home! Yeah, there we go. Perfect. And that's all she wrote. That's it. Stage clear. I forgot what they said in Pokemon Stadium for a second there, but there you go. I remembered it just when it mattered. I don't know about the world, me, but, I mean, the Kanto region, sure, I'll take that. Actually, that's not even true, as we'll find out later. Yes, we did it. Well, you know, I mean, at least you had a reign. I mean, I'll have a reign now, but, I mean, the rest of the Elite Four members could never say they were champions, so your victory counts for something. Yeah, I suppose that's true. He's taken this pretty good, all things considered. Hey, Professor. You missed the whole battle. I thought you were supposed to referee this. Yep. Elite Four and Champion all taken care of. Thanks, Professor. Yeah, it feels like forever ago, but it was actually only a few weeks. It's crazy how much of a change has been happening since then. I really like this remix, by the way, of the... like this one that's going on in the background here of this ending music that they've got here. It was well done when they did it in the Game Boy version and in Fire Red Leaf Green, and they brought it back here, and it's really nice, so I quite like it. Yeah, not so cocky as that other guy that used to be the champion here, or well, in this timeline he wasn't, so... That's a distinct possibility. You have to have faith in your Pokemon that they'll see things through, man. Until you've established that connection, it's kind of hard to win all the way through, especially against somebody who has that connection, so... It's kind of funny, though, because when I was a kid, I was a big old softie. Like, I literally had that exact weakness that the professor said, so it's kind of serendipitous that it all worked out that I named the rival after myself anyway, because his one weakness that may have been the reason why we finished the battle all right, other than the fact that we had a couple of levels on him, is actually a trait that I had as a kid, so... I mean, in some ways I still show it, I think, a little bit, but... I'm too kind in some cases to people who might not necessarily need that kindness, but, you know. Oak was probably just at the entryway watching the whole battle. Yeah, probably. It's probably true. Well, yeah, exactly. It was me and all the Pokemon that got me here. Even the ones that couldn't necessarily be here now. All the ones that I captured, Lyra and Petrie, and who could forget Ferdinand, along with all the rest of my team. Everybody helped us out, and that's what's important. Okay, here we go. Let's get inducted into the Hall of Fame. Thanks again, Professor. Kinda wish I could have brought Ferdinand here, but, well, it'll be quite a story to tell him back in Pallet Town, I'll tell you what. Yeah, I mean, it gives you a whole bunch of perks, too. You can go do things in Kanto that you couldn't do before now that you're becoming the champion and getting inducted into the Hall of Fame, as we'll demonstrate in a later episode. But we'll worry about that later. For now, let's record this moment for all time, so that we can remember how far we've come and how far we still have to go. There they are, all of my friends. Well, Most of them. Congratulations, Pokemon League Champion! Let's check out the Pokemon that got us there, shall we? We have Mithra the Pikachu, level 59. Littlefoot the Venusaur at level 58. Emery the Sandslash at level 58. Stitch the Vaporeon at level 58. Totoro the Snorlax at level 58. And who could forget Interceptor the Arcanine at level 58. Yeah, Littlefoot really helped us out all throughout the adventure. Everybody pulled their weight, to be clear, but Littlefoot has kind of been there since the beginning, basically. Like, we let Ferdinand be a temporary member, but Littlefoot's been there since the beginning, other than Ferdinand and Mithra. So, like, yeah, he's really done a whole lot of work for us all the way through. But everybody did their part, so I'm happy with the team. It all came together very nicely. But there are still battles left ahead to us, as we'll see soon enough. But for now, let's revel in our victory and rest easy, shall we? Totoro didn't pull his weight, he's too big. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. But that's the game, ladies and gentlemen. We've completed the main game of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. So, I had quite a lot of fun with this playthrough. I actually enjoyed it more than I expected I was going to. And I think it's testament to the amount of work that Game Freak actually did put into Pokemon Let's Go. They actually put in a decent chunk of effort to make this the best version of Kanto that they ever could, frankly. And the work that they did shows. There are some situations where I don't think that they've fully tapped the potential of some of the things that they've got in the game. In particular, some of the cases, like with the petting minigame with Pikachu and Eevee and everything like that. I feel like they could have extrapolated on that more. They did that in Sword and Shield, to be fair, so that's all, fine and good. And frankly, the music is really well done. The region, you can tell that they have some care for it because the level balancing is good. The gameplay is done pretty well, I think, for the whole thing. The capture mechanic is probably my favorite part of the whole entire adventure. And the capture mechanic, like I said before, goes so much deeper than just, oh, well, now you don't have to weaken a Pokemon down to capture it. It lets the player directly control their experience input to their team, so it allows them to control the difficulty of the game organically for probably the first time in a Pokemon game. Holy hell, Game Freak, you struck gold. Why didn't you keep it? But so it lets you do that. It lets you catch a whole bunch more Pokemon than you normally do in an adventure without having to go through the tedium of actually catching them, because it's just throw a Pokeball, done. If you don't catch it, keep throwing them. Eventually you'll get it. So, yeah, the capture mechanic is the best part of Let's Go, to be clear. They struck gold with it in Pokemon Go, and bringing it into the series was a really solid choice. And frankly, they should have kept it, because it would have made, at the very least, it would have made it so that all difficulty in Pokemon games from then on out were organic and directly controlled by the player, which is so, so important. And it feels like such a breath of fresh air when, in previous Pokemon games, experience is just battle after battle after battle after battle. Here, not only do they break up the battling when you catch stuff, but they also allow you to gain experience from doing it, which means you don't have to just fight and fight and fight to get yourself to the top. You can actually do things that are outside of fighting and gain experience from them, which is, it's just great. I can never speak enough about how good the capture mechanic is in Let's Go. They've perfected it from Go, but now we have to get to the problems, because in a vacuum, this is one of my favorite Pokemon games that has ever come out. In a vacuum. But we have to talk about the reason why Let's Go came out, and that drags it down so badly for me. It's just, okay, so we've established previously that Let's Go came out because they wanted to pull in the players from Pokemon Go to get them to play the console games. And I mean, that makes sense from a business standpoint. You have this whole untapped audience, bring it into your main series. That's fine. It's a cash grab, though, because it was a cash grab from the beginning, but it wasn't a terrible cash grab, because it was like, okay, don't buy the Pokeball Plus, you know what I mean? Whatever, no big deal there. But, as has been happening previously with Game Freak, they proved after the fact that, oh, they made some terrible mistakes. Anyway, let me talk about this first before we talk about Game Freak's mistakes. Come on, Mithra, you don't want to miss Mom's Cinnabar Volcano Burger. It's to die for, believe me. Aw, she picked flowers for me. See, that was the important part I talked about before. Come on, partner, let's go home. The end. So yeah, that's it for the main game of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. But still got to talk about the mistakes the Game Freak made. And they made some mistakes in Sword and Shield, believe me. Oh my god. So the problem that drags this game down for me, and it drags down the rest of the series really as well for me, because chronologically speaking, Pokemon Let's Go will be the latest released Pokemon game that I will probably ever play for my channel, unless something really, really changes in the future. Because when they released Sword and Shield after Let's Go, they took the vast majority of the improvements of the quality of life changes that they did here in Let's Go, and they threw them out the fucking window! Like, come on, Game Freak, you had something great here, and you just used it as a vehicle to bring in millions more players to give them a worse product in the next generation of Pokemon. What is wrong with you? Oh my god. Yeah, I don't want to get too deep into Sword and Shield because I have some significant problems with Sword and Shield's design and its mechanics and its untapped potential. Oh my god, Game Freak, you have something great. You just need to put in a little bit of effort, and then you can have something wonderful. But you don't have to do that, do you? Because you can make a game full to the brim of untapped potential like Sword and Shield, and it'll still sell millions of copies. And that's where the problem lies, right? The problem now with the Pokemon series, the franchise as a whole, is that they don't have to try anymore. That spark of passion and creativity is still there, but it's buried under so much corporate bureaucracy and cash flow that you almost never see it anymore, unless it's in a very small situation. It's still there, to be clear. I still think Game Freak has that intrinsic value towards making games because they've shown it in Let's Go here when they made Kanto the best it's ever been. But they didn't follow through on it because the cash was more important. So because of the fact that their values are entirely motivated by extrinsic values now, monetary gains are the only thing, I won't say the only thing, that's a little bit of a stretch, are the major focus of Pokemon now, where they can do the least amount of work as possible to reap the maximum benefit. I can't give Let's Go a great, because, again, in a vacuum, it's really, really solid. It has its problems, sure, but I'm willing to overlook them for all the quality of life changes and improvements that they did, and the cool mechanics that they had. Again, can't speak highly enough about the capture mechanics. But because of the fact that it's because of the things surrounding this game, the reasons why it was made, and then the fact that Game Freak never followed up on a lot of the changes that they made in this game, I can't look at it and see passion and creativity and them turning a corner to make the Pokemon series fresh and innovative and feel like it's not just stale anymore. All it feels like is a whole bunch of money. Okay? So, yeah, that's my rant. That's my soapbox. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu is a great game that is entirely marred by a small amount of untapped potential and a huge amount of corporate bullshit. And that's all I have to say about that. Let's save our adventure. Several days later... What do you got for me, Mithra? Another present, huh? And Mithra gives us the small bouquet that she picked. It was made with heart and soul for a single trainer. Thank you, Mithra. I will treasure it to the end of my days. Now, I want to be clear. Despite the feelings that I have about the game's surrounding environment, the reasons why this game was made and everything like that, I will still have fun with this adventure. And this adventure isn't over, because there are a few things that you can do in the post-game that I would like to demonstrate. But we won't be getting to that until we get to the post-game of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, which will be starting next week, probably on Monday, at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. But for now, that's going to do it with Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, the Stream Edition. Thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream. And I will see all of you on the next one when we continue into the post-game with the team that brought us here. Next week, again, probably Monday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Until then, everybody, take care and have a good one. Glad I got all that off my chest. I've been waiting to talk about that stuff for a while. And, I don't know, it feels like there's a weight off my shoulders almost now that I've gotten that out in the open air. It's a nice feeling. Even though I kind of railed on this game a little bit. It's still a nice feeling.